All right, buddy. We are in it. Welcome to a deck doctor. How's it going, buddy?
Good. How are you?
I'm well. I'm quite well. Thank you for asking. For everybody who doesn't know what deck doctors are, is we're gonna sit down and I've got, is it Yui?
Yui. Yep.
Yui, perfect. We're gonna sit down and we're gonna talk about this midnight character. I just pulled my first one today on stream. It was tight.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm ecstatic. I finally get to play the character. So basically,
Yeah.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna sit down, and just talk about the deck, talk about the choices that you've made, and see if we can make any cool changes, and see how much you like it. So with that, hit me
Awesome.
with the elevator pitch. What's going on with this midnight deck?
Yeah. So Midnight's my favorite character out of the show. So naturally, that's the first character I gravitate towards. And utilizing abuse with speed and draw ability. I come from a magic background, so
Okay.
drawing is always a nice thing to have. So basically, I built a deck in which abuses checks as well, and basically trying to draw a couple attacks all at once and then just hit them hard with like an ice storm or you know 16 damage, 9 speed pillar swing.
Right.
So you come at me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Um, Doing some looking. Okay. So hit me with the attacks that you like and you don't like. I'm seeing that double jab pummel existing in the main deck now. Hit me. Like, what are your thoughts on what's going on there?
yeah, so I've done some testing with double jab pummel, and I actually played an All Might 1, and they didn't realize the deadlock enhance on that card. And I strung out 3 on 1 turn. So uh,
Wowzers.
yeah, that I mean I like it just for the fact that the on the combo enhance, it doesn't matter whether it's blocked, that it gives you that check,
Right.
that +2.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a 3 mid. So but I'm really not looking to see if I can hit them with it. It's that combo enhance that drives my opponent to saying, "Oh, should I really block?" Because I don't want them drawing additional cards.
Right. Right. That makes sense to me. I am in the process of adding in the last of these cards, and hit me with the what's going on, foundation wise. I'm seeing a lot more set 2 stuff there.
Yes. So I definitely league interview is something that I'm very intrigued with. The first form does help with that check because it plays in a role. I believe which one it was that yeah, with training with Gunhead, would that enhance that, if the check to play this attack is modified, it gets that +1 speed. So I like that that connection between the two. Irrefutable force of nature, I feel is, it's almost to have a 3 of in
Cards
this
nuts.
format. It's just stupid. Yeah, struggling with studies, that card's just that's crazy. Like as for a 1 diff,
Yeah, there's a lot of
that's
words on that
nuts.
card.
Yeah, a lot of words and it's a low blocks. Like how else can you love it,
Yeah.
And then it works well with if I decide to hold my ice storm for that breaker 2, and then yeah, I'll just pick it back up and then use it next turn to hit you with a, powerful 3.
Correct. Yeah.
So,
Makes total sense to me.
um yeah, I was listening earlier. I'm a big fan of the confused. That's something I thought about maybe playing main board at the
Yeah,
2 of.
I think this card's cracked, and I think that like it's one of those cards that when you read it, you're like, oh, this is fine, and then like in an expert's hands, I think this card is going to be so impactful on board states.
Oh,
Like
just the fact that you can get rid of, it just hits, Froppy hard.
it hits Froppy hard. I mean, I'll take away powerful off your home run comment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, all right, it's 4. I'll take it. I'll take your 4 damage. I don't care. Yeah,
Exactly.
I'll take away combo off your double jab pummel. Right?
Yeah.
Doesn't
No,
matter.
it
Sorry, man.
does, yeah, and it
Yeah.
just works because, powerful and you said like having that powerful and that combo, like a lot of decks run on that. So,
Right. If you don't stun 2 first off pillar swing, it's gone. Right?
yeah.
If you've checked another one. Yeah, there's a lot that Confused is allowed to do. Not to mention it just like removes a bonus attack from my opponent's discard pile. Like it's good, some good stuff. Let's look at the deck count. 55. Are you down to go any higher? Or you want to keep it right around here?
I was in the range between 55 to about 57, 58. So I am willing to go higher.
Okay. I dig that. I'll do my best. I like them thick. When it comes to deck size, but I will work with what I have been given. There's a random ant on my desk. He's searching. Anyway, so this is all the stuff that I have added to the sideboard from Training Knife Strike down. So let's just chat about these cards real quick and just get your opinions on them. First off, Training Knife Strike. How you feel about it?
I just haven't had exposure to the Training Knife Strike.
So this card is a 6 mid for 5 that for sure gets a card out of their hand, right? A lot of the times, whenever we see this card, it says that like we force a card out of their hand if they're holding that low block for the indiscriminate that they know is coming, right? You play a move, you play double jab, you play the Knife Strike, and it's their last card, and they had to hold it for the card that's lethal. Now they're not allowed to. They're going to go down to 0 cards, and then this card kills them, this card kills them. So this is a really, really good way to finish opening them up in order to sneak that last one in. It easily could be, because it's another 2 mid block, it easily could be a 2 of instead of your Ice Storms, and you just sideboard the other Ice Storms. So this is a more aggressive card, where this is more defensive disruptive, right?
No, I agree, and that's something I've noticed in my playtesting is trying to get my opponent's last card, because the people I've played that are smart with their blocking, that kind of hurts me. Yeah. Because I don't have that finisher if they block correctly, but having that where I can get something out of their hand that they don't want to get out of could be very big. Because if I pull that from them, then dropping a Pillar Swing or an Ice Storm as a finisher, like what are they gonna do?
And also, like the other thing is, it is still a charge for your home run comet, right? Exactly. So like it still counts. Whereas like your Ice Storm doesn't count, right? Ice Storm does not count towards the +1 powerful rating here, right? Yeah, this is I think this card is really, really worth it, and it's a card that you actually don't even feel bad on not committing the foundation to give it the speed, because we don't really care if it's blocked or not, right? The worst thing that can happen is it gets breaker blocked, but like put the card in your card pool. I don't care. It's the last card in your hand. We don't care.
Yeah, exactly. Like so that's the other thing, is not every attack in this deck I'm going to want to commit Midnight's ability.
100%.
That so it's like, even sometimes with double jab pummel, I'm like, I don't really care if you block or not.
I want you to block.
I would want you to block.
Yeah, please block it. It's draw 2, discard 2. I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm in. Charged up. Feels really good to go snag some jolts. Feels really good to go snag whatever. And it also says that your plus ultras are more online. You said that was part of your main game plan. Snap that momentum and then do the thing. When they partial block your Pillar Swing, since it's a stun attack, I believe it triggers here. Your Charger stun deals damage. Add a card from discard part of your momentum. So like going and snagging a jolt, selectively flipping a card on the pummel, and then you play the second Pillar Swing, and then your first enhances discard with plus ultra. This is just a way to snap that momentum a little bit quicker. It's a 2/5/3 high block. If we were willing to make the deck a little thicker, I would suggest it, but since we're just keeping it down nice and slim, I think it is fine where it is.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, charged up is definitely something that I could consider play testing and seeing how that goes.
Yeah, I think like you could easily take, and like if you wanted to, you could put in one cool student, like cut cool student down to 1 and put in 1 charged up. They've got essentially the same block, like 2/5 2 high versus 2/5 3 high. Like they and it just like opens your net just a little bit wider, of like this is a more of a flow card, and this is a flow card in a different perspective, right?
Yeah.
Dark Shadow Ruin as an attack. Have you played with this card inside of Midnight?
No, I've not. No, but that is something I have thought about. Dark Shadow Ruin in Midnight.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
It's so cool. I think this is a different flavor of Midnight than what you got going on, but I do want to like put you onto it of like if somehow you wake up and this just isn't doing it for you anymore, I would suggest maybe looking at a Dark Shadow Ruin, Summon Dark Shadow-esque build of Midnight. I think that's like the other big flavor of Chaos Midnight that exists. The fact that she commits her face in order to do a thing is very Tokoyami-esque. And the biggest thing about playing the Ruin is you're allowed to sideboard into the bird if you want to be just way more aggressive, right? If you want to do more damage.
That's something that I saw is like, that's why I brought in Denki as a sideboard character. Is there are times where I feel, because Midnight's not to me, I found Midnight's not really aggressive.
Right.
It's more of a mid-range build.
100%.
And I'm like, sometimes I'm going to get matched up with in a deck where I was like, I need to go for that turn 2, turn 3.
Yeah.
And, having that ability to go into bird, which clearly can turn 2, is a good option. So that's definitely something. And I always love, new flavors with Midnight, because that's my goal, is to play as much Midnight as possible for set 2.
Perfect. Foundation wise, Wealthy Aspiration helps you snap, very similar vein of Charged Up. Maybe we can find a way to slot in one of it. It also says remove, get an Electric Jolt back, right? This unflips the jolt. It's a new card. We get to stun another thing, and you can do this on the same ability, right? So I will flip Jolt, commit a thing, remove Wealthy, unflip Jolt. Jolt's a new thing, flip Jolt on the same enhance, and then pop it again. That is how that works.
Yeah, it's kind of gross.
Yeah, so stun 2 on my opponent's turn feels wonderful.
Yeah.
That combined with, it doesn't look like I added it. Oh, you had it here. Shock treatment. As like stun 3 on destroy 2 foundations. I'm into it.
Yeah.
Precise control. This card's so cool in Midnight. Actually, the character that plays this card the best.
Yeah, that's something I originally had it at, a 3 of. And then I realized, to me, as like, I brought it down to a 1 because I had the 4 Ice Storms as a breaker 2 option.
So,
but
here's the reason it's so really good, right?
Yeah.
You just enhance, add it to your hand, and then commit your character and discard it. And then it's like a bonus card, right? You're just trading a foundation on board for a card in hand. I need to find 2 attacks. I have 1 attack in my hand. I have played it down. Instead of discard 5, draw 5, I lift Precise Control with my first enhance, discard 6, draw 6. It just lets you dig that 1 extra deeper, right?
Now, and sometimes that I've also found that sometimes that is a problem where I needed that 1 extra to get that card, because when it just feels bad when I don't draw then enough attacks to come down for that final kill, because sometimes it comes down to this is my turn to win, and I just don't have the resources.
Yes, 100%. And if you have enough resources on board, the Precise Control can be sacrificed in order to try and dig a little deeper, right? I don't think it's going to go up any higher, but like I think I wanted to bring it up a point to not just you, but chat, of like, she is the best character to play this card because of the extra bit of resource she gets out of it by just yeeting it out of her hand and saying, I replace itself. Self-Assured in the Typhoon. Both of these are really good block cards. Self-Assured specifically because it sets your opponent's thing to mid, and then you block with Ice Storm. That's just like a good move.
Pretty
and
good.
Then accidentally, you've got what? 2, 3, 4, 5. This is not range, so you get to accidentally draw 1 off of it. I think it's a 1 of in every deck that plays Ice Storm. There's just no reason not to play it.
Okay.
Yeah. But then like, I also play bigger decks, and so like these like 5 extra cards means that like I get to play a couple extra 1-ofs, right? 1 of, and we're already pushed to our 58 limit, right?
Yeah.
Besides that, I think you really covered the bases really, really well. I dig most everything here. I really like League Interview because it as a first form, and then it's a really good commit bait for Midnight. It's really good for commit bait for Midnight. Like it's already done its job. Its second job now is just commit for bonus speed.
That's literally what it usually always is after first form is like, all right, what's the first foundation that I'm going to utilize with Midnight?
Yeah.
That's not a flipped foundation. Oh, League Interview.
Right.
So.
Right. Ambush tactics. How often is your first move getting blocked, man?
It's not often, which I find, because sometimes it just depends on the card. But like electric, you're not gonna, the electric jolt, is always going to deal 1. I usually end up playing like 1.3 is also another one. Sometimes I've actually pillar swinged first.
Yeah.
You know,
It feels really good with pillow swing, right? Like really good with
yeah,
pillow swing. I mean, like the thought of them just like taking 8 is like easy, but at the same time, like sometimes this is a 7 diff as your first move, so that it
yeah,
gets the stun to 4 speed, and then it's not blocked, and then literally this card's half a card, and the top half just says your attack goes to 0 speed. We don't want to do that. We're midnight. We don't.
yeah.
What? I think this card is just better used as this card could be 1 shock treatment and the 1 self-assured, or another copy of precise control to do a job, right? A little more spam. I think this card
No, I think you're right on
is
that. Yeah,
going to be sitting on your board doing absolutely nothing, because like we're not playing as Ochako 3. In Ochako 3, I think this card's great. Because like we're getting that bonus to the check always, and like training with the gunhead is neat. I also don't love training with the gunhead at the 3 of. This is where I want to cut this down to the 2 of, and I want to put in either I want to put in that wealthy at the 1.
okay, that makes sense. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Slightly better block. It's a little bit wider of a net. If you need to, just put the 1x of this in the sideboard, right? Where for the throw decks, but like versus throw decks, the chaos symbol has got it on lock. We've got training and we got confused.
Yeah,
Right.
no, that makes sense.
Yeah, I could even see what's our stats. Yeah, we're here. I mean, heck, man, we could even just like we could just go back and just cut the wealthy if we really, really wanted to. Like it's neat, or like struggling down to a 3 of. Like this card's good, but like the difference between having 3 of it on board and 4 of it on board is like fine, right? People are pseudo playing around this card, and like the only thing that this card does really well is that we blocks with Ice Storm, and we did just take 2 of them out of the deck.
Yeah, that makes sense now.
Yeah, so we could
Yeah,
just
I wouldn't really go to struggling at 4 if Ice Storm's not at a 4.
Yeah.
I'd probably drop it to a 3.
Yeah, so now we're at what, 54, which means we get to take and toss in the shock treatment at the 1 of to put us back. Have our mid blocks actually be the highest block count, which is theory, right? We want to be able to accidentally block high and low off the partials. I mean, this card is so nuts, man. This card's so correct. Yeah, I think we could get away with Confused in the main board. My personal opinion is I think you actually swap Confused and Villains. I do think that Discard Hate is going to be crazy good, but I think that this card is probably just going to be better in most scenarios. The remove, clear their card pool, so -1 progressive to all of their moves to gain 2 health, I don't think is worth it. Unless it's something crazy like a Todoroki that really wants that momentum, right? They play a throw every turn or whatever, in which case it comes out of the sideboard. A discard deck, yeah. Or the other option is we could just like be a little higher on our high blocks and just take out the double ambush tactics and toss in the double confused.
Gotcha. No, I was on board too. I was thinking the easiest swap is the villains defeated for the 2 confused.
I'm into it.
Just flip flopping between sideboard and main board.
And then we'll just take it, just toss these here. And I'm not going to add more cards or take out cards to your sideboard. So we're still at 55. Is there any way that I can get these ambushes out of your deck? Whether it be put in 1 Typhoon, 1 control?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Or like 1 Typhoon, 1 self-assured, because self-assured's like any block, right? Like it helps
you. I
perfect
think,
block.
Self-assured and Typhoon might be the play to take those ambush out.
Yeah. That's where I'm at. All right, we'll toss 1 in. We'll toss 1 in, and then like this card's cool, but it's so niche. It's so niche.
That's probably the first foundation I would be eliminating.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
And we kept it at 55?
Yeah.
Slightly more high blocks, which is fine. I think that's totally chill. I'm excited to see what Midnight does with this card. I think this card is correct. I think it's her best card, actually, as long as you have the Void symbol. I have so many decks for Vegas that are all based around playing this card.
I'm excited to try that. No, I actually even thought about training Ice Strike, but you bring it up, and it's just the fact that I want them to, get rid of that 1 extra card in their hand.
100%. 100%. Is there anything in here that you vehemently disagree with? I think this is a good looking deck, dude.
No, yeah, no, I agree with pretty much everything. Yeah, the one thing I thought about doing too is try instead of the 3+ ultras, do a split of 2+ ultras and 1 concentrate in main board.
Um,
But I'm leaning towards the 3.
that is a meta. You also? I mean, this is gonna be crazy. Is 56 gonna kill you?
No.
Right, 19, 18, 19. Your block modifiers is still great. This does just snap to momentum if it at least case scenario, and we've got 3, if not 4, crazy good actions that are in the set. Right?
Yeah.
Like this stops summon. Or this stops shadow. This stops ready set go. This stops go for the win. This stops my opponent's concentrates. This stops blood curdle. Like.
Mm-hmm. No, then that's what I've noticed is a lot of, especially my locals, a lot of people are just abusing, ready, set, go, and go for the win. They just saw how nutty that can be, especially on like the turn ones. Go, oh, I'll get free foundations in. So
yeah, the issue is this card's not good on turn 1. We do have a destroy foundation cost, but like afterwards, like if they imagine they played the form and you're just like, nah, no, sorry, man,
no,
you don't get the bonus draw. Discard that card, you don't get to replace it. Trading the 1-for-1 might be the thing that gets you there,
Yeah, I know, I agree. Yeah, I mean, and I like it at 56 too. So
yeah, I dig it. I'm excited to see how it goes. Let us know. Post in the midnight channel over on the Discord.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I went 2-1. I went 3-0 at locals.
For sure.
Give me a review on Yelp. Do what you gotta do. All right, man. Well, let me. I'll keep you on the line just long enough to shoot to the list, and I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate the support over on Patreon.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate everything.
All right, we'll catch you next time. Okay.
All right. Yep. You too.
Peace.